Oh boy, it's a very special week for things that need to be said, and we'll get into that in a minute. But first,
I have a Martin Luther King dream that one day trans women completely replace women at women's sports. And then women will know what white people went through when we let black people play sports. That's difficult, ain't it? This is why we have no sympathy for you ladies. We hear you on the news like, how can we win? They run faster and jump higher. We're like, oh, I wonder what that is like. I wonder. That must be so difficult to have a group of people that run faster and jump higher now competing against you. And now you can't play for the Knicks and drop 40 every single game.
hey everybody, your resident man in black is back again for a new edition of the best kept secret in the conservative movement right here on MRCTV. I'm Nick Kangadis. Really quick, head on over to Rumble, subscribe to our channel, and hit that like button. And no matter where you watch our videos, please share, like, and don't be afraid to leave a comment. I actually read what you guys have to say, and I occasionally respond, so don't be shy. Now, on with the show. Let me just say thanks to everyone who enjoyed my rendition of the Canadian national anthem last week. Oh, Canada, you slam us constantly. Oh, Canada, until you need our money. I'm so glad that I offended Americans who hate this country more than actual Canadians. And to those Americans, not sorry. You can get the hell out of this country if it's as bad as you say. In fact, why don't you illegally enter another country to get away from this one since you support crime to such a degree? Oh, well, wait a minute. That's right. You can't and won't. Because unlike this country when it was led by Joe and the Ho, other countries would deport you right back here.
I think rule of law matters. You know what? If you cross illegally into Mexico, what does Mexico do?
Of course, they would deport you.
So why should the United States not enforce our laws?
So let's get back to why this episode is special. Our favorite black supremacist, Joy Reid.
Black. If I don't say it, I'll pass out.
Well, her show was canceled, folks. I know. This comes as a shock to everyone who is a fan of Black Lex Luthor or Black Eminem or even Black Donald Trump. But don't worry, Reid is being replaced by both Bob Goldbar Menendez's daughter, former RNC chair and fake Republican Michael Steele, and a woman possibly just as racist as Joy Reid, Simone Sanders Townsend. Here's a clip of Sanders Townsend talking down to white women as if they were too stupid to understand who they voted for in the latest election.
It was really about the issues. It was really about the message. How did the message break through to black working class people and it didn't break through to the majority of anybody else? And I see y'all white women and Hispanic voters out there that are in my inbox right now saying, but we voted for her. Yes, but let me explain this how this works, okay? As a black woman in America, if something happens and somebody does something, then it's like, I understand I didn't do it, but we gotta address the things for everybody else. So this is the box that we're in. I understand there are white women out here that voted for Kamala Harris, but baby, 52% of y'all voted for Donald Trump, and this was not the first time. So now, for the third time, so y'all got to come together and address it internally. So I understand you didn't do it, but enough people did. But y'all got to have a conversation. So that's just how I'm just helping you understand. This is just how it works.
Now that we got that out of the way, let's get back to expert propagandist Joy Reid. It's the only thing anyone in the establishment propaganda media is actually an expert at, spewing narratives instead of practicing actual journalism. I figured since Reid's show is donezo, we should take a look back at some of her greatest hits. And when I say greatest hits, I mean some of the most ignorant garbage you ever want to hear. Ready?
And here we go.
Yeah, I mean, David, it does strike me that, I've said this before, that, the Republican Party is sort of morphing into the Nationalist Party in South Africa in the 1980s, right? That it will defend white America's privileges, but you have to be really afraid that, the black people are coming for you. So you have to stick with us and stay with the team. It's a strategy. That is the black excellence that Democrats expect. Yeah. And that's why black folks vote for Democrats. If Republicans want to answer the question, that's the answer.
And I thought she would go astronaut, keeping it real. He, to me, would have been the safest, most conventionally safe pick. White, super white, like, you know, mayonnaise sandwich on Wonder Bread, right?
Just take a look at what AP courses are deemed educationally valuable in the state of Florida, per the book banning wannabe president. European history, of course, along with courses on the history and language of Italy, where DeSantis' family hails from, Germany, and Japan, which happen to be the Axis countries the U.S. fought during World War II. Now, whether Ron would consider fascist Italy to have been a bad guy in that war, well, that's up for debate. It was President Reagan who popularized the tactic of co-opting Dr. King's philosophy of a colorblind society to advance his assault on racial progress.
You know, and Congresswoman, you mentioned the Republican fight. I mean, I think that the women who founded the Black Lives Matter hashtag are also familiar with being Black women who are not under control and therefore are targeted on a routine basis.
My show had value, and that, I'm sorry, that what I was doing had value.
That's what you literally sound like.
I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And you know, I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God. And so I'm not sorry. I'm just proud of my show.
I just can't imagine why anyone wouldn't want to listen to such a pleasant person. And that's why her behind is about to be on the unemployment line. It's not just what she said, it's how she said it. So matter of fact, as if what she was saying were foregone conclusions. And she said things in a way that if you didn't agree with her, you're the problem, because there's no possible way she could ever be wrong, or maybe, just maybe, a hate merchant. To be honest, Reid was very good at communicating narratives and racist tropes, but even she admitted once upon a time that she was a product of affirmative action. I didn't say it, just take a look.
Well, let me just be clear. I got into Harvard only because of affirmative action.
So what have we learned today? Nothing we didn't know before. Joy Reid is an example of the worst of what's considered journalism in today's society. She'll probably try and do something independently, like start a podcast, even though for years she crapped on that medium because podcasts hosted by people like Joe Rogan, Theo Von, and Tim Pool regularly drew a bigger audience than hers. But she'll do it eventually, and she'll do it because she's the same sellout as the rest of the swamp creatures in legacy media. I'd like to say I'll miss Joy Reid, but
I won't.
I will not.
I'm gonna leave you with how I really feel about Reid losing her job.
Well, you all are just really tickled by that, aren't you? You try walking in those shoes.
So, will I be summoned by the about-to-be ghost of MSNBC past, or were these just things that needed to be said? Let me know what you think in the comments, where I do read most and reply to some. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel on Rumble and hit that like button. If you like this video, don't forget to share, comment, and give it a thumbs up. Those are the best ways to help these videos reach more people, and it's the best way to let us know you want us to keep these videos coming. Subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that YouTube might actually let you know when MRCTV comes out with a new video, if they haven't censored it or taken it down yet. Like us on Facebook, check out more of our work at MRCTV.org, and if you want to support our content and the conservative movement, head on over to MRC.org/donate to help us out, since we're a nonprofit and couldn't do what we do without all of you. For MRC TV, I'm Nick Kangadis.